Alright, what is going on guys, and welcome to today's video. So today, as you can tell by the title of this video, I've got something a bit different. I've just got some gameplay on in the background whilst I speak about this, but I'm going to be kind of talking about this topic that's been very popular recently, and is the main question: is Fortnite dying? Now, a lot of you guys probably know already, but Fortnite have, they've released some controversial items that have made, the community, not very happy with the changes, and if anything, they're just doing the opposite, and they're not listening to their community. They're not adding what we want, like, it was literally trending on Twitter, hashtag remove the mechs, hashtag revert to turbo building, and Fortnite don't really seem to be doing anything about it. So I'm just going to go more in depth about that in today's video. And if you guys want to see like more videos like this where I just talk about topics that are quite popular and I give my opinions on them and stuff like that, then leave a comment down below, and of course make sure to drop a like on this video if you do go on to enjoy it. And yeah, let's just get straight into the video. Alright, so if you guys didn't know, Daquan actually did a poll on Twitter, and he asked his, followers, do you guys still enjoy playing Fortnite? And the poll got 140,000 votes, and only 24% of them said they still enjoy playing Fortnite, which, kind of says a lot. And the first reason to why I'd say that the game is actually dying is because of the mechs. Now, this is obviously a big reason. Season 10 was supposed to be the big season where they kind of revived their game, and they added the big changes that everyone wanted. When we got the first teaser towards season 10, the picture of Dusty Depot, the community was so happy, everyone was getting so excited because they thought that season 10 was going to be the season where the game just is going to be more popular than it's ever been, and it's just going to kind of revive itself, because as you guys know, it's been going downhill a bit recently. But that wasn't how it was. So as you guys know, with Season 10, they did bring back 2 old locations, which was the factories and Dusty, which was a very good change. I was very happy with that, and I'm sure, the rest of the community, everyone was really happy with that. But with Season 10, they also added the mechs, as you guys know. So the mechs are very controversial. They don't really require skill to use, and it was literally trending on Twitter, hashtag remove the mechs, and Fortnite still haven't removed them, which kind of says a lot about how they actually listen to their community. And players like myself as well, who enjoy playing the game. I want to grind the game and grind out YouTube videos and stuff, but the mechs just, it makes playing the game a lot more boring. It doesn't require any skill to use. You could have a really good game, you could have like 10-15 kills, and then you could have like somebody who's probably got like 0 kills and just sat in a mech all game, and they could literally just spray you with missiles. And especially the recent nerf of turbo building, where obviously they've decrease the speed of it. You can't really counter the mechs too much in terms of building to kind of protect yourself. Obviously you can use the buggy bombs, which is a really good way to counter them, but I feel like the mechs have ruined the game, especially in creative. Hopefully they do something more, and it's kind of like nerf the mechs a bit more to make them not as OP, because obviously they did kind of nerf them recently. They made a few changes, but I don't feel like that was enough, and I feel like more needs to be done about the mechs. Alright, the second topic is the skill gap. Now, as you guys know, the average player in Fortnite now is very good. Everyone's grinding this game, and there's so many good players out there who's, especially streamers like TTV streamers and stuff like that. There's so many sweaty players, and the average player in this game is so good, and the skill gap is so high. It's really difficult for the casual player. If you're just a normal person who doesn't really play the game much, and maybe, you want to just play once or twice a week, just have a bit of fun, and you don't really have time to grind the game like some people do, it's really difficult to keep up to date with the average player, and it can make the game really boring. Everyone you come up against is just really good at the game. You don't feel like you're making any progress, and you just don't enjoy playing the game because you're just not really enjoying coming up against all these sweaty players, and it's just not a very fun experience. Obviously, you shoot somebody, they build like the Eiffel Tower or something, and it's very difficult to keep up to date with the average player, especially if you don't play the game as much. And you need to grind a lot to be considered even just an average player. You need to grind the game so much. You need to practice your builds, you need to practice your aim, your editing, all that stuff. And even I struggle. Like, I don't want to see this game go downhill because I make videos on it and I enjoy making content on the game, but even I struggle to get wins sometimes. Sometimes it can take me quite a while to actually get a decent gameplay for a video, and this is just because of how difficult it is to get wins now. I remember like back in like season 3 and 4, I jumped on the game. I used to get like 2-3 wins in a row. I found it quite easy to win games, and I used to do pretty well. But now it's kind of hard to keep up to date with the average player, and it's really hard. actually getting wins. Well, I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's a lot more difficult anyway. You know, I still get a lot of wins, but I don't get as many as I used to, I'd say. But obviously, I wouldn't consider it hard. It's just a lot more difficult than it used to be, and it requires a lot more skill and grinding to actually be considered a good player. But yeah, as I said, I don't want to see this game go downhill, but this is the way it seems to be going. You know, Fortnite are not listening to their community, and it's really important that you do listen to your community. You know, everyone wants certain changes, they're not doing it. If anything, they're just doing the opposite. You know, like it was trending #revert turbo building yesterday on Twitter, and Fortnite aren't really doing anything about it as of now. Hopefully in the future they do change that, and you know, do something about the reverted turbo building, because that's kind of ruined the game recently. You can't really build anymore, you can't do 90s, you know, and I feel like that's how Fortnite are dealing with the sweaty players. I'll talk about that more in a bit, but I don't feel like that's the way they should go about it, and I feel like they're not listening to their community enough, which is, you know, obviously not very good. Alright, so the third reason why I think this game is going downhill is because of the cosmetics. Now hear me out, I know this is kind of, you know, it isn't really a big topic that everyone's talking about, but cosmetics is a big part of the game. This battle pass is just skins that was brought out before that look slightly different with just different variants. You know, they brought back like the Rust Lord and they changed that a little bit. They brought back, you know, other skins, and this battle pass is literally just, you know, kind of different styles of skins that we've seen before. And it could just be a skin with different variants, or it could just be a female version of prior skins before, and it's just unoriginal. They're not creating any new skins for us, and you know, cosmetics is where they make the most money, so I don't really understand why they're not putting more effort into this, and it doesn't really make sense. You know, we're all hoping for good skins to come out, and I remember, like, you know, back in the day, you know, a couple months ago, I used to actually, you know, like a lot of the skins and actually bought a few. I put a bit of money into the game, but now I can't remember the last time I bought a skin. Like literally, I just don't really like the cosmetics anymore, and they just seem to be reskinned versions of what we've seen before. And I'm being completely honest, with last season's battle pass, I didn't even buy it because I thought it was a waste of money. Literally, I've bought every battle pass, but up until last season, season 9, I didn't even buy it because I thought it was just a waste of money. I didn't like any of the skins. I just thought it was a waste of money, a waste of time to even try and get those skins. I didn't like them. The skins were poor. I'm sure most of you guys would agree. And even with this season as well, I'm not a huge fan of the skins. They're just reskinned versions of what we've seen before. So yeah, leave me know your thoughts on this down in the comments down below. But yeah, I'm personally not a huge fan of the recent cosmetics they've been adding. And the other week as well, I think it was like a week or two ago, they added the Gunner Dog back bling, which is obviously the pet back bling, and it's literally pretty much the exact same as we've seen before. It was literally the dog back bling, a slightly different color, and they sold that for 1,000 V-Bucks in the store. Literally, why would they do that? It's literally the exact same as something we've seen before. They just slightly changed it. It's just poor. They're not putting much effort into the cosmetics, and it just doesn't really make sense to me. The fourth reason is the map. So as you guys know, everyone thought, you know, this season was going to be the season where Fortnite revive their game and they just give the community what they want. They bring back the old map, or at least, you know, a lot more old locations, and the community was really hyped about it. You know, we thought we were going to get something huge in season 10, but if anything, it was just the opposite. As you guys know, we got Dusty and the OG factories back, but that's pretty much it. You know, everybody, you know, wants Greasy Grove back, for example. Literally, if you're watching this video, you probably want Greasy Grove back, let's be honest. And other places, maybe like, you know, Risky Reels, for example. That was a really cool location. And I don't really like the top right side of the map. I feel like that needs to be changed, as well as the bottom left of the map, the snow biome. I feel like that needs to go. And I just feel like the map is just getting really boring now. We're not seeing enough changes, but to be fair, they have been added a few changes recently. Like, it seems like every week we're getting new map changes, which is really cool. But I don't know how to feel about it. We got retail rollback, which is amazing, but they added zombies back with it. Like, nobody wants zombies. It's not the way the game's just, it's not the way they should take it. Nobody wants zombies back. We wanted the OG retail, and we did not ask for zombies. You know, it's hard enough as it is with all these TTVs in my game. Now I've got to deal with these zombies, you know. So I don't know why they did that. It's a bit unnecessary. And with tilted towers as well. I mean, it's a cool change. It's original, and it's, you know, it's different. Where it's a build zone where you can't build, so it is cool, but for competitive especially, it's just not really good. You know, a lot of pro players have been complaining about this. If you have like an end game or the final circle in tilted, it just ruins the competitive side of Fortnite, and especially if they're doing another like World Cup next year. I don't know how that's going to work if like the final ring was in tilted where you can't build. It's just going to be really weird, and it seems to be just ruining the competitive scene of Fortnite as well. Right, the fifth reason is other games. Now, as you guys know, other games like Minecraft and GTA have been becoming a bit more popular recently with PewDiePie. making Minecraft videos, and a lot more players just moving on to different games. Now I'll show a graph on screen right now of Fortnite and how it's actually been doing. And as you can see, it's just been going downhill since Season 9. It was at the peak of its career around February of 2018. But ever since then, it's had ups and downs. But since Season 9, it's just been the lowest it's ever been. And it seems to be going down and down since Season 10. And we have had a slight increase. But from what we've seen, it's just a very low standard. Less people are searching about Fortnite, more people are starting to quit the game and play less often. And it's all because of just the way the game is going, the direction Fortnite is going right now. It's just going downhill, and it's not really cool to see. It would be cool if it does have an uprise, but it's just they're not listening to the community enough right now. And they could save their game. It's still not too late. It's just the way it's going right now. If it continues to go the way it is, where Fortnite not listening to the community and they keep adding unnecessary items, then yeah, it's just gonna keep going downhill. They're also making it easier for bad players as well. They've recently added the mechs, the junk rifts as well, and I don't feel like they really require any skill to use. They're making the good players worse due to turbo building. So players like Face Sway, for example, they can't really do any of their crazy builds, and they can't really even do the average builds, which is just 90s. So all the good players are kind of getting nerfed. It doesn't really make sense why they're doing this. If this was not the case, new players wouldn't be motivated to grind the game as the skill level is so high. So I can kind of see why they're doing this, because every player in the game, right now is really good at the game. Most people are really good and the skill level is really high. But, it's just, it doesn't really make sense for them to do this. It's not very necessary. There are many more ways they can go about this. They don't need to add items to make it easier for bad players, and they don't need to make the good players worse. If you're a bad player and you've recently just gone into the game, I feel like you should, you should grind the game and you should get good at the game instead of having to rely on these items that Fortnite have added. You've got creative, where you can go in creative and practice your aim on aim courses, you can practice your builds, you can practice your edits on edit courses as well. And we've got arena, which is skilled matchmaking, where you put against players of your skill. So it just proves that all these items that they've been adding for the bad players are just unnecessary, and they're just not really needed. I feel like I've even been playing the game less and less. Good updates would make up for this, but as I said, Fortnite's not listening to the community right now. If they actually listen and they bring back good updates, it could make up for it and it could make people want to play the game more, but it's just not the way the game is going right now. I'll put another picture on screen right now of comparing Fortnite to Minecraft, which has been on the rise recently. And as you can see, Minecraft has actually overtaken Fortnite on the rise, and Fortnite just seems to be going downhill. And the main question is, will it continue like this, or will Fortnite make up for their game and add better updates that the players actually want? It all depends on what they do and the path they take, but hopefully they just listen to the community, man, because it's just really not going right. They're taking the wrong route right now. It's just not going well, and they need to do a change to this. Fortnite wants to give the new players a chance of winning, and this just shouldn't be the case. They should grind to get better and earn their wins. These items that don't require skill are just so unnecessary, and I feel like, I know this is kind of stupid, but with all the changes that Fortnite have been adding, it's like they want their game to die. Like, they just don't want to deal with the pressure of Fortnite anymore, as it is, considered one of the most popular games in the world. That's how it seems. Obviously, it's not how it is, but it's just how it seems. With all these really bad items, and with the recent update of them nerfing turbo building. Like, why do they need to do that? It's so unnecessary, and it's just so unneeded. It makes the game worse, and I don't understand how that's making that game any better. It's such an unnecessary change. And as I mentioned before, I feel like I even play the game a lot less now. I still play it quite a lot, I enjoy making these videos, and I am still grinding the game out to get clips and highlight videos and gameplays and all that for my videos. But if it wasn't for YouTube, I feel like I would play the game even less. Obviously YouTube is what keeps me motivated to grind the game and get the gameplays. And I feel like if I didn't do YouTube, I would not play the game as much, because it just wouldn't be as fun, and I just wouldn't be motivated to actually grind the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I want you guys to leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts on Fortnite? Do you feel like you play the game more? Do you feel like you play the game less recently? Or do you feel like you just stopped playing? Like, leave a comment down below what you think of this topic. And yeah, I'd be really interested to hear you guys' thoughts. But anyway, that's going to end this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'm out. Peace.